Good afternoon, Rakesh. Thank you for joining in today's interview. How are you doing today?
Fine. How about you?
Doing good as well. Thank you for asking. So before we proceed, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure. So first of all, thanks for giving this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Rakesh. I've completed my graduation in the year 2020. After completing my graduation, I've started my career with L&T Technology Services as a design engineer. So during the phase of design engineer, I have developed some logical and complex problem solving skills. So which made me develop my interest towards the data analytics. So then I've started searching the skills required for the data analytics also. I've upskilled myself SQL and Power BI. So soon as later, we got an internal job posting looking for a SQL developer in a company. So I was fortunate enough, I'm able to crack the interview, which was interviewed by them. Then I was able to make a successful career transition from design domain to data domain. So in the data domain, I've worked extensively with the SQL, especially with the joins, CTEs, and aggregate functions. So later, I've showed my interest towards Power BI also. So where I was moved to the Power BI domain, where I was worked on reporting for the data which I've worked in the SQL, and I've developed many reports and dashboards over there, and then have worked in various domains like such as banking, finance, and insurance and e-commerce. I would like to quickly take a minute to explain about the project which I've done. So one of the project which is the banking project, it is related to the customer churn analysis. So here our banking customer wants to know why the people are leaving their bank. So basically in our project manager, acted as a scrum master where he has a meeting with the client. He has gathered all the requirements and he set up an internal meeting with all the developers to discuss about the project, what client is expecting from us. Then all the developers sat together and we have discussed what is the duration required to complete the entire project and how many sprints are required. Then in this project, I would like to take a brief overview of the project now. So in this project, the data set which I've handled is about 20 million rows. So the database which is used at the backend is a SQL server, and the sorry and the basically before proceeding to the dashboard development, before as a duties of a Power BI developer, I make sure that the data is clean without any discrepancies and without any logical errors. So what happened is that the data set which I'm working was has some logical discrepancies and some data errors also. I brought this to the notice of the client. So I would like to highlight one of the logical error was that the customers who have exited the bank are showing them as an active. So, which was one of the major logical discrepancies which I've observed. I brought this to the notice of the client, where I was appreciated. And the logic, I have used the concept of composite primary key to find the record specific discrepancies. So I was also appreciated for this. And after clearing out all the discrepancies and everything, we proceeded with the dashboard development. Before proceeding with the dashboard development, we took the approval from the client regarding the KPIs. What are the KPIs needs to be done? So what are the KPIs are required for the business development? So everything. So then each and every step we have documented those in the business requirement document, because in this project they did not provide any business requirement document. We have documented each and every steps of what we have done, starting from data gathering to data cleaning to the data. Then we proceeded with the dashboard development. So in between, there was on the fly changes request from the client also to incorporate the bookmarks and each the bookmarks. So we incorporated that and successfully delivered the dashboard to the client. And the overall methodology which we followed for this project is Agile. So where we used to have a daily stand-up meetings where we used to discuss the blockers with our teammates and get it resolved. Yeah, so this is the one of the project which I have done.
That's awesome. Great. So you mentioned that you have handled few databases. Can you please name those?
Yeah, so one of the database which I've handled is a SQL Server. So it is the major database which we are using till now, till date also to the project. So
Okay.
recently we have moved to the Snowflake also, but not thoroughly. So it's in the process. So we'll be moving to the Snowflake soon.
Okay, that's fine. So what are the different types of set operators that you might have used in any of your projects?
Yeah, so SQL provides four set operators, Basically, I've used union, union all, intersect, and expect are the kind of four set operators I've used. Mostly I've used union all because we have some of the cases where we need to see the records coming from both the tables and everything. So
So what's the difference between union and union all?
So basically, union and union all used to combine the rows from two select statements. So basically, what happens in union is that in union, the duplicates will be eliminated, whereas in union all the duplicates will not be eliminated. And in union, the results will be in a sorted order, whereas the in union all the results will not be in sorted order. Whereas the union is somewhat slower and union all is somewhat faster because in union all there is no elimination of duplicates. That is why it is faster.
Okay, but you mentioned that you were going for union all, but why have you gone for union all? Why you did not use union and eliminate the duplicate values?
Because our client has suggested not to eliminate the duplicate values to keep it like that only. So we have gone for the union all.
So how did you handle that data in the visualization? Because that will show the numbers will be on the higher side because of the duplicates, right?
Yeah, so because of that duplicate values, of course, we have faced some of the problems. But while creating the relationship, in order to avoid this duplicacy, we have created one of the bridge table, so which will help us to identify the unique values coming from both the tables while establishing the relationship. So in order to avoid those problems, we have created the bridge tables in Power BI.
So suppose I have a scenario wherein I have two tables, okay, but there is no direct relationship of one table to the other. But still, I need to figure out informations from both the tables, and you need to prepare your data set. Then how will I be able to do that? Is it possible in SQL?
Uh, yes, that's possible in SQL.
How will you do it?
Like I will generate a row number column for each and every for each table. So depending up for each and every group, suppose for example, let us say in one of the group called like department of sales and another group called department of finance. Similarly, in another table we also have the same with the key of sales and the finance. I will create a common row number for both the tables, which will I will make the join using the row number.
Okay, cool. Uh, what is the importance of constraints in SQL?
So basically, constraints are the set of rules which are imposed on the table to allow the data which is entering into the table, making sure the data which is valid and consistent. So in order to make sure the data is qualified for entering the data into the table. So what happens is that with the help of these constraints, now the invalid entries into the table are blocked, so that the data which we are entering as into the table is a quality data and it's a qualified data also without any errors.
Okay. So, what's the difference between DDL and DML commands?
So yeah, so DML stands for data manipulation command. So basically, it deals with only data, where the data is here the modified, and here the table structure in doesn't is not get altered. Matlab table structure remains the same over here. Whereas in DDL, it deals with only with the table structure, but not with the data. So basically, in DML commands, what happens? We have four kind of DML commands: delete, insert, merge, and update. So DDL is create, alter, truncate, and drop. So these are the four DDL commands which we are having.
So you mentioned in DDL we cannot target the data, but
Yeah,
but you have truncate, so it removing all the data. Then how
yeah.
it is a DDL command?
But see, in truncate, what happens is that if we remove all the data, also the table structure gets remain right like that only. So the table structure is not getting like the change over here. So we are
But
deleting all
DDL
the
command is truncate, right? Truncate is a DDL command, so it
yeah.
affects the table structure. Then why it is a DDL command?
But the table structure remains unaltered over here.
So then why do you think that it is a DDL command? It should be a DML command. Truncate actually it removes the memory also. And since it removes the memory, that's the reason the structure of the data is getting hampered because of that functionality. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
reason whenever we create any identity, and if I truncate the table, my identity gets resets. Okay, cool, that's fine. So suppose I have a scenario wherein I will have to display the subtotal for each group. Okay, and it should be displayed like uh, for each column as well. Okay, then how will you be able to achieve that using SQL? How do we generate subtotals using SQL?
Okay, subtotals and the column subtotals are can be generated by using two functions. Basically, SQL provides. One is the rollup and the queue. So rollup is used for generating the subtotals and the grand totals also. So whereas a queue function is used to generate the subtotals with respect to the column level as well as the grand totals also with respect to the table level. Yeah,
Okay. Can you share your screen and connect your SQL to the employee 2024 table that I shared?
yeah, sure. Please let me know once my screen is visible.
Okay, yes, it is.
Yeah, so this is the employee table which you have shared.
Okay. So now over here, I have a high salary. Okay. So if you see, King is getting the high salary. I want
Yeah,
you to write a subquery with the help of which you should be able to display the name of the employee who is earning the high salary.
okay. Yeah. So what happens here is that first of all, this inner query gets executed. So it will returns the maximum salary from the employee 2024. So now where condition will check whether the salary is matching with the value which is returned over here. Depending upon that, the employee we will get the employee name from the table.
Okay, that's good. So now, if I have to retrieve the third highest salary, how will you do it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's correct. Good. Can you explain what you have done?
See, basically what I've done is that first I have created first what happens is that I want to find the third highest salary. So for that I need to order first I need to order the salaries according in the descending order. So then
Mhm,
what happens is that I will assign the ranks to them. I will assign the
mhm,
ranks to them. So depending upon these salaries, what they are earning. So then because if we are using the window functions, it is not able to obtain the using the where conditions we can obtain like in this also by let me just tell you we need to write the whole dense rank function over here. So in order to avoid
mhm,
that much bigger query, what I've done is that I've wrapped that in a city as the highest salary. Then from that highest salary I'm obtaining the record where the rank is equal to 3, so that
mhm.
will give me the third highest salary from this table.
Okay, good. So, can you please execute the select statement that you have written, the tens rank? Only the select one. Only,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, yeah. So now if you see over here, there are some duplicate salaries that we are getting. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to delete all these duplicate salaries. Then how will I be able to?
Okay. Oh, you want to delete, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, this is the query.
Yep, that's good. Awesome. So the final query for you, final scenario for you will be suppose, uh, so if you open the employee 2024 table once,
Mm-hmm.
so over here, if you see that there are some manager IDs that are flowing in and we have some employee names as well. I want
Yeah.
to find out who's the manager of whose employee. I need to find out that like Smith's manager is 7902. So 7902 do we have? Okay, I think that
Okay.
person has got deleted. So like 7698 is available. So Alan's manager is Blake. So I want to find out this relation. Who is the manager of whom? So can you write a query?
Sure. Yeah, so there you go.
Awesome. So that's good. You can stop sharing your screen.
So, yeah.
Okay. So how many years of experience do you have in Power BI?